Delegate from Roanoke City, Delegate Rasoul.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Speaking to the bill.
Delegate has the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Ladies and gentlemen of the House, we've heard a lot about this bill, but I wanted the body to recall the bill we had in 2014, not 2015, where we talked about how we were going to expense out the costs related to the North Anna nuclear project. And there was a big fight that year because many of us believe that those capital expenses should be expensed out properly. If you have any capital expense, the life of that expense, if it's a 30-year expense, you've got to spread it all out. Well, what happened in that 2014 bill is we decided that we were going to take all those expenses and accelerate those expenses. And the product of that means that there were fewer dollars that were available in refunds to ratepayers. Now, what we have is quite a thick bill. There are a lot of pieces in this bill, but there's a very specific piece in here that, for one reason or another, has not been on the negotiating table with the utilities, and it has been a non-starter. And it has to do with cost recovery. This will essentially allow, starting on line 887 of the bill, will allow the utility to front-end and overload expenses, therefore being able to come up with very, very fudgy accounting and adversely impact ratepayers, in my opinion. There are a lot of good things in this bill, and there are some good reasons for people to vote for the bill. The question that came up earlier about SCC authority, there is a little bit of SCC authority that is restored, but there's a lot that is not restored, specifically with the reasonable and prudent language around the undergrounding. This allows the utility to be able to move forward without needing to meet that threshold. We've already predetermined that a lot of these investments are in the public interest in this bill without having to go through a real reasonable and prudent approach. So while there are a lot of pieces to vote for the bill, the reason why, Mr. Speaker, ladies and gentlemen of the House, I'm going to be voting against the bill is because we had such a big fight over one tiny paragraph back in 2014. And that is mixed in with pages and pages of issues, and we are about to rubber stamp that one specific issue that gave us so much heartburn, many of us, so much heartburn back in 2014. I hope it will be the pleasure of the body to vote against the bill.